Welcome to the High School Spotlight. I'm your host, Taylor Nettle, and we're starting off the third season of the High School Spotlight show with an action-packed episode previewing high school football all around the boot. We'll cover the whole state, taking a look at 17 schools as they gear up for the regular season. The LHSAA network is your home for the best coverage of 2025 high school football. For our first stop of our preseason preview, we'll check in on Zachary and Destrehan right after the break.
For over 100 years, our families have gathered together to share with each other our challenges and hopes, to take this light we've been gifted and paint a brighter future for the next generation. The seeds we plant today are the bounty we harvest tomorrow. As farmers, we know that together we're stronger than we could ever be apart. We're the Louisiana Farm Bureau, and we're the voice of Louisiana agriculture.
At Breck Golf Courses, we focus on the highest level of play. That means award-winning courses, state-of-the-art practice facilities, unique shot-making opportunities, and tournament-level playing experiences. With 2 championship courses located in the parish, Beaver Creek and Santa Maria courses make the perfect setting to test your golf skills. Find your next hole-in-one with Breck Golf.
Welcome back. We start off by taking a look at 2 traditional powerhouses, Zachary and Destrehan. The Zachary Broncos really seemed like they could win state last season, but they were taken down in a disappointing second-round loss. Now this year, there's a different mindset behind the Broncos. 4 words that could possibly take Zachary all the way this year. Our very own Steve Schneider has the story.
Urgency, discipline, attitude. 3 words you hear from the Broncos after a less than stellar 2024, especially on defense, where stars Isaiah Stokes and Dylan Shellmeyer set the edge and set the tone for a 2025 rebound.
Destroy everything in your path. Make sure everybody, take out everybody. That's the mentality I have to go with.
Whenever we getting on somebody, they'll be able to take criticism instead of, crying about it, having something to say or talking back.
Head coach David Brewerton has plenty of skins on the wall, but he's plugging in a first-year senior quarterback, Michael Kirby, in hopes of sparking an offense that features standout wideout and hoop star Christian Brooks.
Ever since Kirby came down, it was messages after messages, days after days, just let's go to the field, let's work on time and things like that. So that's what we've been doing. I have 100% trust in Kirby. We actually been playing Little League with each other since 5, 6 years old. So it's, a reunion for him to come back to Zachary, our last year, and, us be able to connect on many passes this year, touchdowns.
Anytime that, you can have an established run game, I think that's going to kind of settle things down a little bit with your quarterback, where he doesn't feel like he's got to be making all the plays on every single play.
Motivation has spread like wildfire through this Broncos roster, especially with the seniors. The disappointment of an early exit from the playoffs at Ruston in the second round after facing the same foe in the Dome the year before.
I don't want them to forget that feeling. I talk about it a lot. When you lose that football game, that last one, and it's early on, there's a certain feeling you have inside your body, right? There's a level of regret that's there. And so if you can draw on that taste in your mouth from that night, I think it helps you.
Do not leave no doubt anytime that you play a game, because if you leave doubt, it leads to regret.
Like the seniors that tell us, everything don't really last long, so you got to play every game like it's your last. So, we need to get the Z back on track.
Leaving no doubt that living with regret will not again be an option. And instead of last year's 4-letter words, these guys will roll with 4 words and 1 letter. Not the Z, but the J. Fight the J way, in memory of the tragic death of teammate Jacarius Johnson to cancer at age 17 this summer.
Tough off season for our guys, dealing with losing one of their brothers, one of their teammates, a guy who's been through the thick and thin with these guys, who's bled with these guys in some tough situations, right? And so he's certainly part of this whole thing, and our guys don't want to forget him, and they shouldn't want to forget him, and so Jay and his parents would have given anything to have a senior year, right? And unfortunately that didn't get to take place, but he's going to have one with us regardless.
That man, he was like a brother to me, and it's hard losing him, but I know what the season's going to mean a lot. It's going to mean a lot to his family. It's going to mean a lot to the whole community, winning it for him. So that's something that I'm wanting to do, like, badly. I'm wanting it, hungry for it every day.
Just having that motivation, having that in the back of our minds that, everything we do, got to fight the J way. It doesn't matter how hard adversity get, got to fight how he was fighting, when he was going through his situation.
Thanks, Steve. Truly a powerful story from Zachary. Well, another Division I non-select powerhouse who's hungry for another state title is Destrehan. The Wildcats also seemed like a solid state contender last year, making all the way to the semifinals before falling in dramatic fashion to Ruston. Disappointed with last year, Destrehan is ready to redeem themselves. How last season ended was not taken lightly by Destrehan, and the seniors are ready to do whatever it takes to help lead the Wildcats back to the Dome.
The past 2 seasons we've got deep in the playoffs, and we just couldn't quite make it. So I feel like me and my whole senior class, we have something to prove. And just freshman year seeing those guys win the state championship is pushing us all to make it back there.
This senior class has been putting in the work all summer to help build this team's chemistry off the field so that it translates to those on-the-field moments and elevates the togetherness and success under those Friday night lights.
It's certainly more togetherness. I think this senior class has done a really good job of galvanizing the rest of the players and doing things outside of planned practices, and it's really helped those guys become closer, and they really play for each other, and it's really good to see.
It just all starts in the summer. This summer, like I said, just hungry. And we're trying to win games during the summer. Right now, we're winning games at practice every day. Just practicing for the game. Like, the work that we put in during the week is what wins us those games.
The Wildcats return the most experience on the offense, both up front and in skill positions. 2 of the big-time leaders on the Destrehan offense are starting quarterback and Incarnate Word commit Jackson Fields, along with 4-star wide receiver and LSU commit Jabari Mack. The 2 seniors know just how hungry and fired up this experienced offense is.
Jackson Fields is 3-year starter at quarterback, and Jabari Mack, they both are 3-year starters. Jabari is at receiver, and so Malachi Dabney was a sophomore last year, and he'll be a junior this year. So those 3 guys really give us, the most experience. They really played a lot of snaps, and they really do a lot in the offseason to prepare.
All our guys are hungry, especially in the receiver room, especially on the offensive side, I would say. We made it a point of emphasis to be out here pretty much every day this summer, weekends, everything. And just this whole summer, just a whole lot of work.
Well, we've just been putting work in ever since spring to summer to now. I've seen all the guys just try their hardest and really put blood, sweat, and tears on the line for the team. So us being explosive is just like it comes with the territory.
The Wildcats open up the regular season with a tough Division I non-select matchup against Catholic. Up next, we'll be heading up to the Monroe area where we check in on the Sterlington Panthers, and then over to the Shreveport area where we tell you the latest on the Airline Vikings. You're watching the High School Spotlight. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the High School Spotlight. Last December, Sterlington brought home another state title, their second one in the past 4 years. Now, as defending Division III non-select state champs, the Panthers are determined to go back-to-back. Spencer Verrett has more.
In 2024, after the state championship game, Lee Doty called his Sterlington Panthers a masterpiece, comparing it to the Mona Lisa. The defending champs now back to work on the canvas in 2025.
Well, we're just trying to keep painting right now. That's the main thing. And, last year was last year. Our team, they achieved so much. And after a horrendous start, be able to overcome that, our coaching staff did a great job of keeping that team together. Our seniors did a great job. But last year's last year. So this is a new team. And, we're looking for a new painting for sure.
The Panthers looking to defend their title this year, but some early season challenges will test if they can get over the hump of complacency.
Yeah, I think so, definitely. It's hard not to be complacent. I think sometimes we went through this in 21, and then, 22, we had a bad year after coming off state championship. So we got some experience to draw on. It's just, can we get it across to our kids? And to be honest with you, it's been like pulling teeth, to try to get everybody on the right page right now. And but when you play the schedule we do, you don't have any choice but to get better.
It's a chance not many people get, like you said. You just gotta. You can't live off last year. You got to go into this year, different mindset, different just effort. Got to put in more effort. Because we got a big target on our back, and I think that's good because we just got to work harder, work even harder than last year. And if we can do that, we got a shot right back at it, right back at state.
The linebackers on this defense, the heart of this team, Trey Birch and Connor Justice leading what should be a tough defense to crack.
Yeah, last year we were young on defense, and we had to figure some stuff out early. And we're having to deal with some stuff this year, but we got everybody back mostly, and we're ready to step up. And our defense is going to be the heart of this team and the leaders, and especially in the linebacker group. Linebackers like me and Trey are the leaders of this team, the heart of this team, and we take pride in that.
But the standard for Sterlington is championships. Justice and Chris Pearson ready to try to uphold that name across the chest in 2025.
It's a brand. And it's the standard that carries us to greatness. It's not any individual person. It's not anybody on the team that carries us to greatness. It's the standard. The standard gets us there. The standard in summer workouts, the standard going through the season, every rep, practice, warm-up, the standard gets us to where we're at. And the standard was set years ago, and we're carrying it through. And that's just the attitude that we have, that we're the best, and we're going to be the best, and we're going to beat you and be physical.
Having Sterlington across your chest, you just feel a different sense of pride. I think everybody should. No matter what school you go to, I think you should just have pride of just whatever across your chest.
Thanks so much, Spencer. Over in Northwest Louisiana, in recent years, Airline has been known for their explosive offense. Last year, the Vikings averaged almost 53 points per game, and the catalyst behind that was star quarterback Ben Taylor, who's now playing on the college level at Northwestern State. So it's time for a new face to step up under center, and head coach Justin Scoggin is confident in what his new starters and his returners can do this year. Airline head coach Justin Scoggin knows that the talent runs deep in this Vikings team. Despite having significant holes to fill, the guys stepping up have proven to be ready for this moment. Junior Chase Dion Williams is the new face under center, and he's one of those guys who's ready to embrace his new starting role.
He was a sophomore behind Ben Taylor. He's seen the things he did, and now it's his turn to take over from what Ben had started. So he's gonna show out and be a big-time player.
I think, the poise that he's shown, so far, he's waited 2 years, and my philosophy is, if you can dominate freshman football and you can dominate JV football, I feel really good about you going in and being, very productive on a Friday night. And I think he's kind of stuck with the progression, and I hate to say trust the process, but he's really stuck with the process of what it takes to be a good quarterback. So
a key part of this Airline offense is four-star wide receiver and LSU commit Kenny Darby. The senior racked up over 1,700 yards on 100 receptions last year with 24 touchdowns. You can expect to see some big things from him this season.
His ability to run full speed and never slow down. A lot of people have to stop and cut and go back and forth and all that. He doesn't. He just goes full speed. His hips go one way, his feet go the other way, and he never slows down. And I think that, that's something that you very rarely see in high school. And then his ability to run routes and make hard catches. That kind of sets him apart from just about everybody, really in the country. There's not many kids in America that can do what he does.
So obviously we had Jarvis Davis last year, and we went crazy. Both had 1,000 receiving yards season, a high touchdown season. So now we got Terrence Hayes on the side of me. He's gonna be that guy.
On the other side of the ball, the airline defense is one of the most veteran and experienced groups that Coach Scoggin has had. A big leader for the Vikings defense is senior Jeremiah Epps.
And I guarantee everybody that he's watched more film not only than all the players, but he's watched more film than some of the coaches. It's nothing uncommon for him to watch 4 or 5 hours of film in a week leading up to a big game or something like that, it's hard to replace that.
I'm going to help the offense out, make some stops, get those back out there and score some points, high points. We bring the energy on defense, and we're just going to get a lot of stops and make it to the dome.
The Vikings are ready to put themselves to the test this year. Already competing in a competitive 5A District 1, Airline takes on Union Parish and Barb in their non-district matchups. Well, don't go anywhere. We've got more excitement coming your way as we head to Lake Charles to preview the Iowa Yellow Jackets. Then we stop by Alexandria for a look at the Ash Trojans. The high school spotlight. We'll be right back.
At Ochsner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Ochsner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one: you. Ochsner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
So it's going to come down to this.
Can they do it?
Oh no, they missed it! Wait a minute! There's a flag on the play!
Welcome back. We head down to Lake Charles to check in on the Iowa Yellow Jackets, who are no strangers to the postseason. They've made it to the playoffs every season since 2020, and last year the purple and gold went all the way to the semifinals. This year, they're hungry, and they're coming back for more.
Say leadership doesn't, have a classification. We do have some younger guys that are stepped up in that role as well, and we're looking forward to what those guys can do for us.
Compared to all my last seasons or my previous seasons, there's a lot more younger guys stepping up. Like in the past, it feels like there are a lot of guys that we put in that position, they just freeze up. But I think this season we have a lot more dudes that are coming up and actually picking up what's being taught to them quicker than in the past.
One of the players stepping up for the Yellow Jackets is junior starting quarterback Lawston Broussard.
Where he's come from in the offseason and spring to now has been, he's changed tremendously. I think he's gotten a lot better, way more comfortable with what we're trying to do. And our quarterback last year, Reed Dupre, did a phenomenal job for us, had a very good understanding of what we were trying to accomplish. And he's actually been to a few practices this year already just to kind of, give him a hand and give him a few tidbits of knowledge to help him out.
Overall, the Yellow Jackets graduated 21 guys last year, 13 of those being starters. While there's been several new faces gearing up to start this year, Iowa is returning talent in one of the most crucial areas.
Offensively and defensively up front is probably where we have the most experience right now.
A big reason for that experience up front is because of the tough injuries the offensive line faced last year. They lost one starter halfway through the season, then two more in the postseason. This forced younger guys to step up when Iowa needed it the most. Now those guys are starters this year, so getting that postseason experience last season gives these guys confidence.
Your first snap is in a quarterfinal game. That gives you, if you can handle that, I think you can handle pretty much anything. But that does give you a great deal of confidence coming into the next year and trusting in your abilities to do your job.
That showed me I had to become a role model for the younger guys that are coming up, like kind of lead by example. All the younger guys that step up, they're kind of just thrown out to the wolves, and so you got to grab their hand and take them along with you.
The summer went really well for us, and every year, I'm going to tell you this, we're relying on the guys up front on both sides, and we're only going to go as far as they take us. And those two groups always are the hardest workers. They get no credit. You know, they don't get any of the glory. But that's kind of the epitome of our program. It's blue collar, and we're going to work, and we're going to try to get as physical as we possibly can.
No matter what we face, we just keep on going. You know, I think we're very, very strong in terms of work ethic, and and talent too. Now they are young, but I think they have the ability to adapt to what's being thrown at them. And you know, I think if the good Lord willing, we'll get there.
Iowa also added a new face to the coaching staff with new defensive coordinator Anthony Oregas, the former DC from Jennings, who brings not only years of experience calling a defense, but calling one that's played against Iowa. Well, up in Alexandria, the Ash Trojans are looking to prove themselves this year after an undefeated regular season, then falling short in the state title game. This year, the Trojans are hungry and ready to get back to winning. Spencer Verrett has the story.
Despite graduating a senior class loaded with talent, including Warwick Dunn Award winner JT Lindsay, the Alexandria Trojans are here in 2025 to prove that last year set the standard for the program.
Well, you hope so. You want to be a program that is consistent in your approach, and you know, that's what we want to be. We feel good about this team. We know we got a long way to go, you know, to have an opportunity to get some of the goals that we have. But you know, I think the potential to get there is certainly there for this team. So put your head down, do the work, see what you're going. When it's all said and done, you look up and say, all right, what did we accomplish?
The Trojans opened up their season with a scrimmage against Alexandria. Nothing more impressive than their defense on the night, which includes the likes of Xavier White, Jaden Bayon, and Bryson Phoenix. The defense looks to be the dominant unit for Alexandria.
I feel good about that group. That group's a high-character group, and you know, there's some talent on that side of the ball, but that talent's got some character, and so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, Xavier, he a big role model to me. That's my big cousin. You know, he does everything good. He's a very great leader. Like at practice, he always tell us, we do bad, just next play.
I like how we held together like glue. We didn't break when our back was against the wall. You know, we lifted each other up because we brothers. That's what we talked about this whole week. We're gonna stay together, stay glued together as a team, as a defense, as a whole, and we not go turn against each other. And I love that. That's what I really love about today.
Defensively tonight, I mean, I love the energy. You know, at first we gave up a couple explosive plays here and there, but it took a little minute for us to get settled in. But once we got settled in, put our head down, and we dominated.
And while the offense might have some growing pains along the way, Coach Bachman is encouraged about what he saw from that group and knows that they'll be all right for the season.
I've got nothing but confidence in Carson and that group as they play together, get experience, get out there. We've got to coach better too. I'm anxious to go in there and see, like, all right, we got to put them in some better situations. It's a scrimmage, so you're just, you know, you're real tight to the vest and the core, and let's get better at blocking and tackling. So
we don't change anything just because we made it last year. You know, we got that one goal is to go ahead and win it. We keep the same preparation. You know, we work hard every single day. We don't get complacent, as Coach likes to say, because it's in the past now. So we're working ahead to get another one.
Thanks, Spencer. Up next, we're taking you to Lafayette for a look at LCA as they gear up for the season. Plus, we stop by Shreveport again to take a look at the Evangel Eagles. Stay with us right here on the High School Spotlight.
For over 100 years, our families have gathered together to share with each other our challenges and hopes, to take this light we've been gifted and paint a brighter future for the next generation. The seeds we plant today are the bounty we harvest tomorrow. As farmers, we know that together we're stronger than we could ever be apart. We're the Louisiana Farm Bureau, and we're the voice of Louisiana agriculture.
If you want to break the rock, you need to make yourself indestructible. If you want to play between the hedges, you need to work out there, up there, down there, everywhere. If you want to reach the win bar, you need to lose sleep, lose count. You need to play every game like you got nothing to lose.
Welcome back. In Division III Select, Lafayette Christian played a brutal schedule loaded with Division I schools throughout the regular season, but they made positive progress late in the season that the Knights are looking to build off of.
Lafayette Christian weathered a turbulent 1-4 start and a coaching change, only to right the ship and finish just below 500 at 6-7 last year, due in large part to the emergence of quarterback Braylon Walker, who sees brighter days ahead for the Knights.
We're looking to improve upon the leadership at the top. I feel like that's something we were lacking a lot last year. In those games where we started getting punched back, we couldn't find somebody to come uplift the guys and make it run. And that's just who I'm trying to be this year, somebody to where when we're facing adversity, get the guys going, get us back on top, and get the momentum going for us.
Walker will team with one of the top targets in the state in Braden Allen as the seniors eye a return trip to the Prep Classic at the Superdome in Division III Select after falling to St. Thomas More in 23 as runner-up.
Braylon Walker, his leadership is outstanding. He's somebody that I look up to, practice games. I know he's very vocal to not just the offense, but the whole team, the defense too.
Matt Standiford was a game changer, stepping in mid-season, and safety Luke Green says he's so glad he did, not just for the results of the immediate turnaround, but for the vision he has for the program's future.
Coach Chabi's been there since day one, especially me coming in. Started off as our O-line coach when I was a freshman. Got super close with him. Him being our head coach was really like the perfect fit. It was meant to be because that's how God put it. And I feel that he will have this program up like it once was.
We were 4-6, ranked number 9. For fun, I did some math this summer, and if we'd have gone 6-4, just flipped 2 of those games, we'd have been the number 3 seed in the state. And we pride ourselves on playing anybody anywhere. It was an unfortunate situation with the way the scheduling felt, but at the end of the day, we're not backing down from anybody. From Central, who was state champ, Shaw, it doesn't matter. So I think we're definitely going to be more prepared.
I highly favor our team against anybody. We have the grit. We have everybody willing to put in the work. I mean, any schedule, we can't make excuses no matter who our opponent is, an easy game, a hard game. We have to give it all because if we don't give it our all, we're going to lose.
Our goal is to win a state championship. Our expectation is that every time that we go out there, we're going to lay it all out there for the person next to us. You can expect to see a team that's going to fly around, 11 hats to the football, a team that's going to play extremely hard no matter what the score is, whether we're up by 50, down by 50, or we're tied. And you're going to see a team that loves each other, and they're going to be able to show it with every single snap.
Evangel football has a history of being an absolute powerhouse. They've won 14 state titles. That's the second most won by a program in the state. But the Eagles haven't brought home a state championship since 2016, and that's something that Evangel's trying to get back to doing. This season, the Eagles have a strong group of leaders, including star quarterback Peyton or Pop Houston. A name that you heard almost every Friday night last year is Evangel star quarterback Pop Houston. In his first season as the starting face under center for the Eagles, he set the NFHS record for passing yards in a single game with 817 yards. His resume doesn't stop there either. He led the state in passing yards and set the Class 5A passing record with 4,480 yards. He did all of that as just a sophomore.
The things that he did on the field was, immaculate, and we're expecting to capitalize on that. But, beyond the numbers and beyond the pop, so to speak, Peyton is a great human being. He's a student athlete, a 4.0 student, does what he's supposed to do. And one of the most important things about Peyton that I love personally is his consistency and his work ethic. It's nonstop. He will outdo you. If you snooze, you lose with Peyton. And he's so humble, and so we're honored to have Peyton Houston. The city is honored to have Pop, but we have Peyton Houston, and we love him. He's Evangel through and through.
With more veterans than last year, the upperclassmen are embracing this leadership role. One of those seniors and Grambling commit Day Drake has been a crucial part of the Evangel team for years now.
The guy's been playing on varsity since he's in the 8th grade. A heck of a football player, played running back and linebacker, a top player here in this district. I think one of the biggest thing for Drake this year is his maturity. He is, up here this year. His buy-in and, he's a smart player. He's a smart human being. So a lot of time it's hard for those players to digest things from coaches. But I think this year he has let his guard down and allow us to coach him. And I think he's going to have a breakout season.
He's been, a 5-year starter now, and he has a lot of experience. So it's an honor to be able to play with him. And another guy like Ashton Dawson, number 30, a big guy, but, he does his thing. So I'm just excited to be able to play with these guys, and I'm ready.
I've improved a lot, and sometimes when I'm bored at home, I just go on Huddle and just look at my 8th grade highlights and film all the way now to like junior year. And I'd be like, wow, I came so far, you know?
There's a special motto that the Evangel Eagles are embracing this season. Everything is about everything.
Well, the expectation is always the same, it's just control of the small thing. Nice roster, and we've been having that for the last couple of years, but now we just got to go out and execute. The team that's coming back is a little older. We lost a few guys in the trenches last year, but collectively, these younger guys are older, and we're very confident in that.
Evangel opens up the season against a dominating Neville team. And speaking of the Neville Tigers, that's where we're going to head to next for our preseason previews, followed by a trip back to the Lafayette area for a look at St. Thomas More. We'll be right back.
The start of school means the start of new sports seasons, which unfortunately can mean injuries. Too often, sports injuries are treated with opioids, leading to addiction among our youth. And drug addictions can cause overdoses and deaths. If you're injured, ask your doctor for medicines and therapies that don't use opioids. And if you're struggling with opioid addiction, we can offer treatment. Opioid addiction is a losing game. We can help. Learn more at realhelpvr.com. That's realhelpvr.com.
Protect what matters most to you and find out the many ways you can benefit. 100% free tuition and fees to all state colleges. Job training in over 150 different career fields, healthcare, pay, and much more. The Louisiana Army National Guard, part-time service with lifelong benefits. Find out more by visiting www.lang-recruiting.com.
Welcome back to the High School Spotlight. When you talk about teams that almost always play in the postseason, Neville is a name that you hear often. The Tigers are coming off another dominant season, going 11-2, but falling in the semifinals. They're ready to go all the way this year.
The Neville Tigers running into 2025 after an upsetting end last season. The Tigers this year focus solely on one thing.
Our motto this year for our kids was, we're going to worry about one thing, and everybody asked me about the Central game and so on and so forth, but we're worried about us, and that's what our concentration is on, is what do we do, how do we do it the right way, and do we do it the way it's supposed to be done.
The mindset was pushed last year, but we're making it more of a thing this year because, the more we worry about other teams, the less we worry about us, and that kind of affects the way we play. So this year, we don't care about rivals. We don't care about what people say. We're just going to work and worry about what's on the field in the black and gold jerseys.
Head coach Mike Collins brings back a wealth of talent, especially in the secondary on defense. Juju Burns and Jaden Reed will be tough to beat through the air.
Both those two guys represent us and represent us well. They're both fantastic football players, but as well, you don't go to college nowadays without academically doing a great job in the classroom, and both these two guys have done a tremendous job.
Offensively for Neville, quarterback Parker Robinson enters his junior year, and he certainly has some targets to hit at wideout like Zayland Young, but it starts up front on the offensive line.
We have to do our job in order for everybody else to do theirs. It all starts up front on the offensive line, so we got to be able to do our job first to let our quarterback or running back, wide receivers, tight end, whatever, be able to do theirs.
It's good working with him. He's more developed now. He's a junior in high school now, and I think he's got a really strong arm on him. So I'll be getting that ball, and my other receivers be getting that ball really fast out that arm. His IQ has grown more, so we'll be good this season.
And the Tigers practicing in the shadow of legendary Bill Ruppel Stadium. Senior Van Martinez ready to lead his team out on Friday nights.
Man, it means everything to me. There's nothing like running out that tunnel on a Friday night. I mean, you just got, every time you run out, you got goosebumps. Just a great place to be at, great atmosphere, great community here. You got to love it.
Sticking in Division I, but over on the select side, St. Thomas More won the Division II select state title back in 2022 and 2023. Last year, they moved up to Division I and were disappointed falling in the quarterfinals. Now, year 2 in the division, the Cougars are ready for this season.
It's safe to say the St. Thomas More Cougars can't wait for this new season to start, because 8-4 and 24 didn't cut it.
Senior year, we have a bad taste in our mouths from last year, so I'm ready to rock with my boys, and I'm going to give it everything I got for them. I'm going to lead them this year.
As you know, we fell short in the quarterfinals, so kind of took that into the off season as a mindset to, get further than where we went last year. by taking every rep very serious, 100%.
We've got a lot of holes to fill from last year, and we've still got a really hard, tough schedule to face us, especially in the start of the year. So we got challenges, but feel really good about the way they're taking on the workload.
Bergeron has a year under his belt as a starting quarterback and 8 years in the system of OC Shane Savoie. So expectations are high for him and 6 or 7 quality receivers.
Good to start with a signal caller that's got experience. He got a lot of experience last year and has definitely grown into the job. Has a lot of arm talent, but I can see his leadership.
Coach Savs, he's a great coach. He's been with me since I was in 5th grade, been working since I started playing quarterback. And he's a great guy. He's always been by my side, and he's always coached me up how I'm supposed to be coached.
I'm really fortunate. I get to go out to the practice field every day and go from group to group to group and see how well our kids are being coached. My staff is super strong, and they all know the game of football. They know how to coach their position. They love the game of football, but they also just love kids. And I think they're all doing it for the right reason. We'd like to think that we're helping those young people become good young adults that are going to be people who we're going to be proud of.
And he's not big, but big things also expected from senior running back Carter Melanson.
Pound for pound, he's the strongest guy on our football team, and we're really anticipating that he's going to have a great year if he can just stay healthy all season.
We're guys who are going to play to the fourth quarter. We're going to play to that final whistle.
Compete, hopefully, for a district championship. That would be the first goal, and then we'll see where we go after that. But we want to get better every day. We're just going to keep competing and keep learning and keep moving in the right direction. And that's our goal: get better every day.
Don't go anywhere. There's more action-packed previews coming your way. Hear the latest on Franklinton, Dunham, and Southern Lab right here on the High School Spotlight. High School Spotlight preseason special, we're checking in on Franklinton. The Demons fell in a heartbreaker during the state title game last year. Now they're hungry, determined, and ready to go back to that dome and bring home another state championship to Franklinton. After being so close to winning state last year, there's a fire fueling this Franklin football team unlike any other, to get back to the Superdome and redeem themselves.
As a matter of fact, I've had to do something I've never done before as a head coach, and I've actually taken pads off for a couple of days because we have been really just beating each other into the earth. And you like to see it, right? You like to see that physicality, but at the same time, this is a marathon, it's not a sprint.
This year, the Demons have to replace most of their offensive line, losing several four-year starters.
Now, on the offensive line, we got to replace some guys that didn't get a lot of reps, but, you're replacing them with talent.
Definitely, we got a lot bigger, just physically everywhere bigger. Offensive line, everybody's at least 230, 250, way bigger than we had last year, but I just got to step up and fill the shoes.
Franklinton does have talent coming back this year in skill positions. They're returning wide receivers, tight ends, and they picked up a transfer running back, Raiden Rayborn. The Demons offense especially won't have issues with production abilities when they're returning a starting quarterback like Jacob Crane.
He's not a guy that's afraid to make a throw. He believes he can make every throw. He has an unbelievable knowledge of football. He's uncanny in that he can diagnose what you're going to do to him sometimes before you know what you're going to do to him. And so he finds the guys that are open. He's not afraid, like I said, to make the tough throw in a game.
On the other side of the ball, Franklin returns the nucleus of its defense.
We're explosive. We're trying to run through people, but then again, we also have the strategic side, just following our assignments. And
up front, really up front, that's where the power is going to be. So just watch out for that.
Heading down I-12 to Baton Rouge, where Dunham is coming off a dominating season. They held opponents to less than 12 points a game on average. The Tigers went undefeated in the regular season and made it all the way to the state championship game, where they fell to Catholic New Iberia. Now Dunham is looking to build off of last year.
The Tigers sat just a few yards away from winning the state championship in 2024. With much of that team back, expectations are high for Coach Neil Weiner and his Dunham Tigers.
That's not something that we harped on a whole lot. You know, we addressed it at the beginning of the summer, just about the focus, the ability to finish, really working hard every single day to put in those daily deposits to earn the right to get back there and win.
I got experience twice, my freshman year and junior year, so it's really, really cool. Obviously, we lost both of them, so it's kind of like I'm using it as motivation for this year. Get back this year and finally win one.
The only question mark for the Tigers is the offensive line, which features some first-time varsity players. But Dunham's experience at the skill positions should help make the trial by fire hurt a little less.
I think it gives them a little confidence just to play without fear of messing up, right? Because as long as they're giving great effort and, doing their best, that will probably be good enough to let these other guys, do their job. It certainly helps to have some great skill guys behind them.
Just being there for them, trying to welcome them any way you can, honestly. It can be intimidating coming in as a new guy, so just making sure they feel comfortable, with what we're doing on the field, but knowing they can also come to you off the field. I definitely think that's big for, the new guys we have.
Obviously, the eyes are on Elijah Haven, one of the top quarterbacks in the class of 2027, but he has weapons around him to look out for, like Colin Picu, who will also be playing linebacker for the team this year.
A lot of people, put their attention towards me, but it's really, the guys I'm throwing it to or handing it off to. They're doing all the, the heavy work.
I mean, it's going to be rough for people trying to defend that because it's not just Elijah. We got really good wide receivers too, so it's going to be hard to stop that.
Staying in the 2-2-5, in both 2021 and 2023, Southern Lab claimed the state title. Some experts think that this is a Kittens team that could repeat that title in 2025.
Most of the stars who were shining in the Superdome for Southern Lab are missing, but their memory and their message remains with the current collection of Kittens, who missed out last year but bring back lots of starters, including their entire massive offensive line and an experienced senior quarterback, Jerry Botley, lined up behind them.
Experience is big. We got a whole O-line back. Our offense everywhere around the board is really experienced, so I got high hopes for this team. This is a good team, great team. I'm excited for the season, senior year, ready to go out with a bang, state championship.
The seniors always talk to them about it's a standard. You have to protect the brand and you have to uphold the standard. And it's a standard in the classroom and on the football field. So that's what we kind of instill in these guys.
It's a big expectation, coming at the Lab, state championships and all. So it's very big for us to be on top of all 10s, making sure we play-by-play good and everything.
Traditional rival Kentwood, also considered a strong contender on the road to the Dome.
To the end zone, makes the catch, and gets in.
And right, a two-point conversion right here. And that's what you saw Kentwood try to get some momentum.
And head coach Darrell Asbury dreams of playing that rivalry right there on Poydras one day.
Coach and I, Coach Blunt, has a great program. He and I, we talk all the time, and that's the game, and hopefully we can be on separate sides of the bracket and maybe one day meet in the championship game.
Well, coming up on the High School Spotlight, we'll tell you the latest on the Franklin Parish Patriots and the St. James Wildcats. You're watching the High School Spotlight.
At Ochsner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Ochsner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one: you. Ochsner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
So it's going to
come down to this.
Can they do it?
Oh no, they missed it! Wait a minute! There's a flag on the play!
Welcome back. After a postseason run that ended in the quarterfinals, this year Franklin Parish is on the hunt for a state title, and the Patriots have the experience and the weapons to do just that.
Expectations for the Franklin Parish Patriots are through the roof heading into year 4 for head coach Adrian Burnett. The Patriots, led by LSU pledge Desarian Ellis at quarterback, aiming to make a run at a state championship.
This was my first freshman group. These guys that are senior now, we've grown in this thing together, but we've also had teams prior to them that kind of led the way to this moment in time. So these kids have worked their tails off since day one, and going into this past summer, no, nothing has changed.
I mean, from when me and Coach Burnett first talked when I was in 8th grade, I mean, we had that talk. The first thing we said was, we got to win the state championship, no matter what. So we don't want the district championship. We don't want the undefeated. We want the state championship. We can lose 3 games and still gonna win the state championship. That's gonna be the biggest thing. We want a state championship.
Ellis, hoping to leave a legacy at Franklin Parish, the senior signal caller, electric last season for the Patriots.
I mean, I really want to set the standard for when I leave, I can come back 5, 6 years from now and see things are still the same. Things are still going good in the way that me, Chris, Tavon, Coach AB, that we built it. So that's really the biggest goal, like to get the kids under us to keep pushing.
Defensively, Franklin Parish returns the likes of Chris Addison and Tavon Bell, 2 wrecking balls ready to haunt opposing offenses.
I believe we way better than last year for sure. Because like now I'm at linebacker, our defensive front, way better than last year. So this should be good.
A lot of these kids have been playing and either starting or getting major minutes since day one. And I think what's happening now is, we started off as a young team, having to put freshmen, sophomores in the fire. And right now, man, we're coming out on the other side of them, and all of them are that much better.
But there is no doubt the city of Winsboro is relishing in having a spectacular squad heading into 2025.
The small towns are the best towns because their investment and their pride and their energy and their Friday nights is solely based around, football. And what this senior class and even classes before them have done is brought Friday night lights back to Winsboro.
Oh, it's been good. They show up kind of every week, watching practice, feeding us. They show up a lot, so they believe in us as well as the coaches believe in us.
In Division III non-select, Levonta Davis has done big things for St. James football. In his first year with the program, he led the Wildcats to the semifinals, and the past 2 seasons, St. James has walked away as state runner-ups. With the talent and experience of this team, you can expect some big things this year from the Wildcats.
It has been back-to-back trips to the Dome that have ended in heartbreak for the St. James Wildcats. After shocking much of the state last year with a young squad, the Wildcats expect to be right back in contention again in 2025.
To me, it all boils down to continuity. You can have that skill, but sometimes you switch coaches around and you don't have that continuity built up within those kids. So kids don't have to learn new coaches. The scheme doesn't change too much. We continually add on just a little bit to build off of what we're doing already, and I think we have that, and I'm excited about that. So,
running back Kenai King Young was an integral part of that young squad from last year. He is back along with most of those skill players as well.
Yeah, it hurts because, we made it there twice, but got to look at it on the brighter side. We fell short 2 years, but a lot of people don't play in the last game. So for us to make it there, that means a lot, but we really wanted to come out on top in both of those games. So coming in this year, we know we just got to play smash mouth football and give it to everybody.
Take it one game at a time and just block out the noise. Like you said, you mentioned, we lost a lot. We were fairly young last year. No one really gave us a chance, and now the expectations are high because we bring the most of our guys back, particularly on the offensive side. So we're just going to continue to keep the head down, take it one day at a time, and follow our blueprint that we set.
All our skill basically came back, so we just basically working on getting the connection down and moving at a faster pace. And we know we just got a lot of proof this season, so just keep working and working.
On defense, the Wildcats expect a lot out of returners like Warwick Dunn Regional MVP Nolan Zenon and new guys to the bunch like Ja Blaine.
Yeah, Ja Blaine, man, the kid's just been doing everything the right way. We have a new kid at free safety, Kendrick Joseph. We're going to see if that's his home. And we just going to build off of what we've been doing. We're not reinventing the wheel, and we'll see where it goes.
My secondary, first of all, my secondary, like them boys be balling. And my D-line, we just gonna get to him every play. But the last 2 years, I'm making it Southern Dome. I've been on my line almost every day. So in the weight room, like we gotta attack the day. We gotta attack the day almost every day. So making sure that we stay on the players, and we gotta work extra hard to get back where we was.
Next on the High School Spotlight, we head on down to New Orleans for a look at two talented teams, the St. Charles Catholic Comets and the Newman Greenies. Stay with us.
For over 100 years, our families have gathered together to share with each other our challenges and hopes, to take this light we've been gifted and paint a brighter future for the next generation. The seeds we plant today are the bounty we harvest tomorrow. As farmers, we know that together we're stronger than we could ever be apart. We're the Louisiana Farm Bureau, and we're the voice of Louisiana agriculture.
Protect what matters most to you and find out the many ways you can benefit. 100% free tuition and fees to all state colleges. Job training in over 150 different career fields, healthcare, pay, and much more. The Louisiana Army National Guard, part-time service with lifelong benefits. Find out more by visiting www.lang-recruiting.com.
Welcome back. In recent years, St. Charles Catholic football is known for ending their season in the Dome. The Comets have played in a state title game in 4 out of the past 5 years, winning 2 of those state championship games back-to-back. Now, after moving up to 4A, they're trying to get back to their state title winning ways. Wayne Stein is entering his 5th year as the head coach of St. Charles Catholic football, and the standards are as high as ever, especially now that the Comets are entering their 2nd year playing in 4A.
It's not going to be easy. 4A is full of great teams, and Division II is full of great teams. You got to have a little bit of luck, you got to have a little bit of grit, and you got to have a whole lot of heart. So I hope that we have those 3 things and get an opportunity to make a late run. We don't talk a ton about championships here. We just talk about playing at a championship standard and believe that it takes care of itself. We just want to get the most out of our kids, and whatever that may be, that's our job as coaches. So been real pleased with what our kids have done all summer. I think there is a little bit of that chip back. I think maybe we were kind of reading our own press clippings going into last year. So it's nice to see that hunger back in our kids.
St. Charles Catholic is returning 14 starters. The experience of those returners is something that younger guys will need to lean on.
Last year, we've played through every game, overtime, loss, win, so you can throw anything at us and we'll be ready. We're not scared of anything.
Being able to be in a stadium like the Saints Stadium and have the noise, and it just makes you better because you just get different environments. And we have the strength of our schedule. We're not going to be in a situation we've never been in before. So being in those late games and them long seasons, it really just prepared us for this year.
Try to put them in pressure situations the best you can. Try to make practice as close to game-like, but still taking care of one another. And that's one thing I have been pleased with. We out here in helmets. It's not real football. We're trying to be as physical as we can, but be as safe as we can, because one of the biggest things is we got to be healthy for as long as we can throughout the season to give us an opportunity to win.
St. Charles has 18 seniors this season, and Coach Stein has been impressed with their leadership.
I think the main thing is team leadership, not by coaches though, by players, because our coaches always say a good team is led by players and not coaches, and that's what we're trying to do here.
I think to them, the name on the front does matter. Obviously, the name on the back to their family matters, but I think they're excited about the opportunity to try to bring this this program back to where it belongs.
We play for each other. We're not playing for no one else. Playing for the name on the front of our jersey and the brother next to us.
The Comets go up against a tough opponent in Week 1 against Newman. The Greenies are coming off a perfect regular season record, but they fell short in the playoffs. This year, things are going to look quite different for Newman, though. They've got a new head coach and a hunger unlike any other. They're looking to take control of their postseason struggles and go all the way this year. There's a new man in charge on Jefferson Avenue. Aaron Weiss takes over the helm of the Newman football program, replacing longtime head coach Nelson Stewart, who accepted a coaching position in Georgia after 19 seasons with the Greenies. Coach Weiss comes from University Lab, where he was previously the offensive coordinator for the past 3 years.
This school is a great school. Longtime head coach that's a friend of mine that kind of was involved in helping me get the job. So it was good to take over a place that has a good culture. That the kids have been great. The seniors, our captains, Jake, George, and Henry have bought into everything. But we didn't have to change a lot because a lot of things are really good here already. So it's not a transition. Just kind of keep it going. So.
The Greenies have to replace quite a few spots, especially in the trenches, and they need a new starting quarterback. On top of these younger guys having to step up, some athletes will also have to play on both sides of the ball. The seniors have really proven their extraordinary leadership skills through this, and how they've been examples for the younger players as they step up into new roles, and some playing on both sides.
A lot of young guys are stepping up. It's something that we haven't really had to do in the past that we're having to do now, but I think it's a great opportunity to get young guys in. They're going to be thrown to the wolves a little bit, but I think ultimately that's going to be what's best for our team. It can be hard for the young guys to get thrown out varsity starting their first game. But I think eventually over multiple games, you'll get through it, you get better, stronger as a team, as a group, and it's 11 versus 11, 12 versus 12.
Our quarterbacks, obviously, they're a little bit younger, and no, the seniors have been great. We've just kind of been talking to the younger guys, trying to build that team chemistry, just hanging out with them in the locker room and telling them it's really not a big deal. I mean, you're just coming in, playing ball, and having fun.
While there's a lot of new factors in the Newman football program, the standard is not changing at all. The Greenies are expected to continue playing their high-quality brand of football, but this year, they're focusing on staying healthy and finding that postseason success.
So we really preach to our kids that, in the season, we're not worried about like week 1, week 2, all that matters, obviously, but our vision is week 11, 12, 13, 14. So what does that look like on rest, on recovery? How can we get to that finish line and not limp to it?
Working on staying healthy, so being in shape for week 1 through 4 is important, but 8 through 12 or 13 is also important. It seems that we always have the strongest team in the earlier parts of the season when we're all together, but then 2 or 3 people start getting hurt later on that really affects us. So we're working on staying healthy, doing everything we can for recovery, being together as a team, making sure if something hurts one day, maybe take it off, but at the end of the day, we got to go out on Friday and play some football.
Our first game of the week will be Newman and St. Charles Catholic when they go head-to-head on Thursday, September 4th. You can find live coverage of that exciting matchup right here on the LHSAA network. Make sure to tune in next week for another preseason special where we continue previewing some of the best high school football around the state before the regular season gets here. Thanks for watching the High School Spotlight.